I guess we're gonna go into weeks, right?
Yeah. Said
Alright.
it.
I didn't do shit this week. I played no new
Okay.
games.
Okay.
I started playing Doom Eternal again on controller. Man, that's a fucking shit show. But
So was Scotty right?
no. It's
Okay.
fine now. It took some major adjusting. Uh I don't want to sound like I'm going to be bashing Scotty because I don't want it to be that way. But I think this game Scotty was wanting something Doom 2016, but he got, and I hate to say this, but he got the Dark Souls of Doom, is what he got. Because Doom
Okay.
Eternal goes in hard and never lets up. It's very hardcore, and I think Scotty just wanted a chill kind of continuation to Doom 2016, and he got a super arcadey, fast-paced, let's do this shit kind of game. And I don't think that was up his alley, which is
Okay.
fine. I still fucking love Doom Eternal. It's still good. I get sweaty when I play this game. And it's 68 in this office. I just get sweaty because that's what the game does to you. You constantly have, until you get the dash. In the first couple levels, you don't have the dash. It's fucking rough. It's real bad until you get that dash. Once you get the dash, the game opens up and it's just so much better. The reason I'm playing it again is because I'm working on a magazine article for Megavisions, which I have to have done pretty soon. I feel like I don't have to beat the game completely, so I can start writing on it. The game's still great. Music's still fantastic. Is it better than Doom 2016? I don't think so. But it's also, you're playing two kind of different first-person shooters. Depends on if you want a story-driven, kind of just like cool Doom game, play Doom 2016. If you want to be pushed to the limit, play Doom Eternal.
So there's really like that much of a difference
Yes, so
between the two of
much.
them.
So for one, not only is the game more fast paced because of the dashing, there are more demons. They try to, like, not clutter you. They go after your ass hard, like nonstop. A lot of the demons are infighting until you come up and start fighting them. Like, they're just fighting each other, which they don't do damage to each other, so it's kind of pointless. It's just an aesthetic kind of thing. But yeah, it's a lot more just crazy. Like, the game tells you how to beat the bosses. Like, it just straight up tells you how to beat the bosses, and it's just like, that's how you do it. Now let's see you do it, motherfucker. So that's what it is.
Okay.
The game. So once you get some of the runes, there's some runes that there's one particularly that when you're in the air, time slows down. So when you bottle that with the super shotgun, which has a meat hook on it, so whenever you meat hook something, you go into the air, it slows you down, and then you can control the situation better. And also, there's another one that gives you better maneuverability while you're in the air. And at one point, once you level up the super shotgun all the way, anyone that gets hit by the meat hook automatically bursts into flames. And while they're on fire, they give you armor. So if you kill an enemy that's on fire, they burst into a pile of armor that you can pick up. So it's constantly me in the air. I wish I could see a third person of this, because I would just be like, and then just jumping next to I'd look like fucking weird ass Superman, but I'm just the Doomslayer. And the fucking the track of The Only Thing They Fear Is You is just, it hits every fucking like major arena. It just comes in
Mm-hmm.
and it's so fucking good. It's so good. I mean, I'm not gonna give an official rating right now. I don't think the game is perfect by any means. It does have some issues, but I think it's a good game. So I haven't looked any more into the fucking DRM or all that shit, but I downloaded it back onto my computer, and hopefully no one's infiltrating my shit. So we'll see how it goes.
From what I understand, they took that shit out.
Good. I'm still waiting on the physical soundtrack, which is still being held up due to the background and the controversy that's going around right now.
That sucks.
Yeah, so
That's unfortunate.
I don't even think the collector's editions of the soundtracks have gone out yet either. Anyway,
Okay.
also in honor, I guess, quote unquote, Cuphead got released on the PlayStation 4. So I was like, I want to play Cuphead. So I went back and I played it. I was playing it on my PC because I have it on Steam. That game is fun. It's fucking hard.
Is this your first time playing it?
I haven't played it since before we moved into this house. So it's been a long time since I played it. I never beat it. I just got to a certain part and just stopped playing. That game's still fucking fun. It's really fun. I love the 1940s cartoon aesthetic. But it's not easy by any means. I do love that it's just like a total. Besides like maybe 3 or 4 run and gun levels, it's just all bosses. Is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a boss rush mode. But there are some times where I was just like, "Fuck you." I mean, it's a bullet hell, so you can get really greedy in that game and get punished. Because I'm trying to perfect every level because I'm crazy and I have to do that because it's not, in my eyes, I'm like, this isn't hard to do. Like, most of the time, perfecting a boss is parrying 3 projectiles, not getting hit, and getting 6 of your special cards. So you have to use your special usually like twice, like your max special. And you'll get an A+. There's been many times where I got an A- because I didn't parry 3 things. I parried 2 things. I have played many levels over and over again just to get the perfects on them.
So it's not about you struggling through the game. You're just trying to perfect it.
Yeah, I'm trying to pee on it. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
You could go through and beat the game, like, whatever. But I think that's what that game is. They're like, you could beat it, but you didn't do it all the way. So do you want the bragging rights? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want the bragging rights. I mean, it's an action platformer. It's right up my alley.
I'm not very good at bullet hell to begin with. So I struggle a bit more with that game than
It takes
others.
a lot of peripheral, like watching something and then also watching out of your peripherals at the same time.
Yeah. And there's just a lot of it there. It's kind of like the same issue that I run into when I'm trying to play like Zero Ranger or Ikaruga. Like it's just very, very hard.
I played I played some Toho games when I was younger. So, and I like Gradius and I like bullet hell games like that. So that's up my alley. But besides that, I've had to fix my fucking ceiling because we had a leak in the roof of my office, and I finally got the leak. Well, I'm waiting on a big rain to come through to see if the leak actually got patched. But I had to tear down all the fucking shit, and that's in the Discord if you want to see that. Everyone thought my ceiling exploded. And I'm like,
I thought that you fucking had shit collapse on you.
No, that was all self-done. Like, I went up there. It was really cool to just punch through my ceiling and then pull shit down. That felt really cool. Because it was so rotted that I could do that. Like, with no, like, force. I was just like, boop, and went right through it. That took a whole fucking day to pull all that out and throw it all away.
I can imagine.
And it's almost half of the office ceiling. It's about, I'd say it's 1/3 of it, but it's open now. It's already almost completely dry, but I'm going to leave it open for a few more weeks just to let it dry out. It smelled real bad in the beginning. It smelled super mildewy when I pulled everything down, which my wife said that whenever she walked into my office, she's like, man, it smells mildewy in here, but I'm always in here. So I'm like, you're crazy. And then when I pulled all that down, I was like, oh, okay. But besides that, I've just been working a lot this week, so I didn't play a whole lot of games. I didn't get to play any more Curse of the Moon. I didn't play Carrion yet. I've been watching a lot of Supermarket Sweep. I don't know if you remember what that show is.
Are you talking about the fucking like 80s show where they go to the supermarket?
The early 90s, yeah.
Just try to why?
I don't know, man. I remember watching it as a kid.
Like, did they bring it back?
Yeah, it's on Prime. It's on Prime, and I think it's on Netflix now. And Scotty told me that him and Rachel had started watching it, and I was like, you know what? I watched this as a kid, and I am yelling at my screen, you stupid bitches! Why are you going for? Why are you going for the hoses when you should be getting the roast beefs? That's what I'm yelling at my fucking TV while I'm in my kitchen cooking.
Like when they're doing the final mad dash
Yeah,
and they
they
have
don't
to
fucking know.
spend
You
as mu
you gotta hit your meats. You gotta go and hit your cosmetics and your medicine. You gotta go get that disposable film. You always gotta get the shopping list to get the extra bonus. You gotta pick up those bonuses when you see them. You're a chump if you don't get that shit. There was one guy that had the least amount of time to shop. He didn't get any bonuses, and he still got almost $1,000 in groceries just because he knew what to fucking grab. This shouldn't make my blood pressure go so high.
I can't with you, man.
Dude, it's fucking weird. Like, people are like, oh man, have you seen this new movie? No, but I've watched this fucking TV show from 1991. It's good. It's one of those shows to play in the background.
It's not a remake, you're telling me. You're legitimately watching the 1991 Supermarket Sweep.
I'm watching the 91 and the 2000 remake. Dude, you don't know. In the 2000 remake, they brought in all this extra shit to get extra money. You don't know, man. You had to be there. Look, man,
what did they bring in the 2000
when I don't play
remake?
video games, I have to bring something up that's somewhat comical. So, oh, they brought in, so when you're out there, the one person is doing the shopping and the other person's just sitting back with a thumb up their ass. So they're like, in the new one, they're like, if you go grab this bag of empty cans out there, you're going to make your partner have to stack this into a pyramid. And if they do it with a lot of time, they get an extra $100. So you're making the lazy assholes do something that aren't doing anything.
I don't even know how a Supermarket Sweep works. Like, is the prize just a free bag of groceries?
No. So the first half of the show is trivia about like grocery products and stuff like that so that they could get more time to be out there shopping. And then once you're out there shopping, you only have a certain amount of time to shop, and you got to grab a bunch of shit that you think is going to be more expensive than whatever everybody else grabbed. So the point is to get once you win that, then you have a minute to find 3 clues in the store to win $5,000. That's the premise of the show.
So the $5,000 is really the prize.
Yeah, that's when I lose my shit, is when I know the clue. Because what it is that the host gives them a clue, and they're like, it's usually like some fucking stupid riddle, and they're like, okay, this is the product we have to go find. You go and find the product, you turn it, and the product has a big ass circle that says Supermarket Sweep on it. So like, you don't have to just find the product and then look for it on the shelf. You can just go into like, I need to go to the salad dressings, and then try to find this big fucking circle that's on the front of it. And then you look on the back of that product, it has the next clue. And then you go, so that's the first one. And then you go to the third one, and behind the third one is where the money is.
Okay.
I put it on when I have nothing else to do. Look, man, I can't watch like Doctor Who or anything or shit that's a show that you got to pay attention to. This is a show that I can just zone out and work on my daytime work and also yell at some dumb bitches that might be dead since it was 20 years ago. 1991 was 19 years ago.
Okay.
You don't want to do a podcast with me anymore, do you?
I didn't say that.
I know the face when I see it.
And it wasn't 19 years ago. It was 29 years ago.
Nuh-uh. No.
1991 was 29 years ago.
Fuck. God damn it. Shit. And this is recorded.
You're watching a television show that is almost as old as we are.
Yeah, I was born in 88. I gotta play more video games, man.
You do.
I got some shit in. I got my retro. I bought some shit, and a lot of it came in this week. So I got my Retro Fighters controller in, my Dreamcast controller. I got it in 2 days before they announced the colored version, so I'm real happy about that. But no, this bitch feels great. Feels real good. If you are interested in this, go check out Retro Fighters. It is the Striker DC controller.
They
Uh,
have decent controllers. Have
yeah,
you tested it out yet?
yeah. I tested it on the Dreamcast. It plays. I think I had Marvel in there, so I just checked it out. It seems pretty good. The N64 controllers are good too. I have a USB version and an actual N64 controller of that as well. So,
Same.
I got my Scott Pilgrim vinyl in. That thing looks great. It's in super good condition. I got it for $20. I got the physical CD in as well. Did you ever get the fucking package I sent you?
Which one?
The one with Banjo
What was it?
Kazooie in it.
Yes, I did. I thought
Okay.
I said something to you.
No, you said that you hadn't got it yet, and then you never followed up. So I was hoping. I really hope his
I thought
Banjo.
I texted you thank you because you got me a super sweet shirt with it.
It
So
fits weird, doesn't it?
no, if it's fine.
Does it? It's the
Yeah.
stitchings on the sides. Like that's where the shirt meets on the sides, and it feels weird to me. I don't know why. It just feels really weird. But I still wear it. I feel like their 2XL is a little snug though. Like it's not like a normal 2XL. Well, maybe you're losing weight, so
I've been losing weight. I'm to the point where like XLs are what I
slightly
wear.
tight. Oh wow, nice, very nice.
Yeah.
I have gained
So
weight. I got to get back onto the horse. So.
I
What?
no, I was just gonna say I have not gained weight. I've just lost body mass.
It's just
Which
it's still there. It just shifted.
it's exactly. They're
Uh,
moving around.
I think that's about it. I've been playing some Monster Hunter, getting back into Final Fantasy 7 or not 7, but Final Fantasy 14 again. That's basically it.
This was more of an admin week for me as well. I've just been if I haven't played anything outside of Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario. Um, Only update to Ghost of Tsushima, it does get harder. It it
Okay,
it
I was
it
wondering.
does. It does get harder because I just finished liberating the first part of the island because the island is divided into 3 sections. I finished the first island, and now I'm going into, like, mainland Tsushima, I guess, because it's somewhat separated. Um, and now you have to fight the Ronin because as the storyline goes, something happens and you now have to fight a lot of these Ronin warriors, and they are
Ronin Warrior.
relentless. They are absolutely like they're not like your typical Mongol warriors. They're fucking nasty. And one of the first fights that you have to engage in with a Ronin is a duel, and he's a bitch. He's a big bitch. He's got unblockables that I was not prepared for, and you have this thing called Heavenly Strike where it's like the super fast
Yeah,
zoom thing
the
where you move
samurai
through.
move.
I'm fucking abusing that shit as much as I can when I see there's like, oh, unblockable. Let me get out your way, son. Uh, but no, that game gets a lot harder, like a lot harder, and it's more swampland, which I guess a change in scenery is fine.
You're
Um,
in the what is it in Dark Souls 1 when you go to the poison area?
uh, Blight Town, not
Blight
Blight Town.
Town. Blight Town,
It is
that's what it
Blight
is.
Town.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Blight Town.
Yep. So that's where I'm at with that. Other than that, I've been doing work on the office. Bought another TV, hung that shit up, moved some shit around. But besides that, I would say that the only like interesting thing I've talked about this artist before. His name is Maximilian Uriart. He's the one that makes a lot of the comics for Terminal Lance. If you see any of the
Mhm.
Marine Corps comics that I post, he's usually the guy. And about I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, he came out with this book called The White Donkey, which takes two of the most beloved characters from his Terminal Lance comic book and puts them into like the no shit scenario. And it's one part comedy, but it's very candid about the experience that Marine Corps service members have while they're in Iraq and Afghanistan, and a lot of the stresses and the battling the mundane lifestyle of being an active duty Marine in country. Because people think like, oh, when you go on deployment, you're going out there and just killing a bunch of people and going on combat missions and yada yada yada, planes and tranks and all this. No, it's nothing like that. So it's a really good book. I was actually thinking about sending it to you because it's that good. It's very
Mhm.
very deep. But he came out with a new book called Battleborn, Lapis Lazuli. This is it hits different. Um, there's there's not really he's really like walked away from the comedical stuff outside of what his regular comic strip is about. This one follows the story of Sergeant King, where he is going into like the cold lands of Afghanistan. Because believe it or not, in the mountain areas, it is like below zero freezing. It's very, very cold up there. And there's a lot of combat operations, especially with 2nd Battalion Marines and 10th Infantry Division in the Army, that when they would go up there, they would have to do their thing, so on and so forth, whatever. But this book tackles a lot of issues between racism and colonialism and even female integration into the infantry. Because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in 2015, 2016, the United States Marine Corps and even the DoD as a whole was trying to integrate Marines into the infantry ranks to build equality. But one of the biggest things was we're not going to lower our standards. They have to raise theirs in order to join, which I agree. But I also think that every single combat MOS should be open to females if they're able to do it. And this tackles a lot of the cultural, like within the Marine Corps, the cultural challenges that the Marine Corps and the infantry faces bringing females into their ranks, as well as tackling some existing racist stereotypes. It is a fantastic book. It is super, super good. His art style has improved 100 times over. It's in full color. It's vibrant.
Wow.
Uh, it's really well. Like I just want to see if I can find one of the
Oh, it's
pages.
not it's a graphic novel.
It's a graphic novel. So no,
Okay, I thought
he's
these were books.
no. It's a graphic. So like everything he does is like comics and shit like that.
So
But
the
like
first one's a
like
graphic novel as well.
yeah, but I mean like look at that shit.
That's
Like that
pretty.
shit is
Yeah, that
gorgeous.
works real good for audio. So
No,
sorry,
the
man.
other ones.
I've had a little bit of rum, so you know how it
No,
is.
it's fine. No, it's a great, outstanding graphic novels. I highly recommend anybody
Okay.
that wants to check it out, go check out terminallance.com
They're
or
pretty
look up
funny.
Maximilian Uriart. It's a certain type of humor.
That last
It's
one you
self
sent was really good. The one where
that last one I sent was me. That
what
last
was it? He
one.
was because the first one's like, God, I got to deal with dealing with all this marine shit and it's bullshit. And then the one guy's like, I'll bet you $10 if you don't eat this hot water MRE or something.
Yeah, so it's just like, yo, we get like shit pay because we only like as a lance corporal, you're only getting like $1,800 a month. And then taxes come out of that. You're getting maybe $600 every 2 weeks. You're getting all this shit pay. You have to do all this really dumb shit in the Marine Corps, whether it be like doing your janitorial duties, which is every fucking day, or being stuck in the field doing dumb shit, waiting around in the hot, humid heat of Camp Lejeune.
Don't
It's
get too
garbage.
personal.
Well, that's I've got issues, man. I've got issues. But
I've met you.
like when you have a bunch of bored Marines that have nothing better to do, sometimes you do stupid shit. So one time I was told, "Hey, I'll give you $20 if you drink the water from your MRE heater."
Now,
And
what
I
is
don't
that?
know
I
if you
don't. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So we get MREs. MREs are meals ready to eat,
Right.
and they're all like cold packaged
Mhm.
food and shit like that. And some of them are good, some of them are terrible. Don't get the veggie omelet. That's all I'm
You
gonna
still
say.
have some for some reason.
I got rid of them. I did
Oh,
get
because
rid
they
of them.
expired.
Uh, I got rid of them. But every single MRE comes with this little chemical heater. Chemical heater.
Ugh.
And the way that it works
Ah!
is that you put it into a semi-clear little baggie, and you pour water at the very bottom. And that water reacts with the chemicals that are in the heater, and it begins to heat up. It's very similar to a pocket warmer,
You're not
but
supposed to eat that.
it gets wet. The point.
Like, I thought I was like, oh, he ate something that was just really gross. No, he ate something that could have killed him.
So you have that cook for a little bit, and mind you, when I drank it, it was still fucking hot. But I was $20 richer, and I didn't feel any side effects. So I think I'm in
Except
the
your heart
clear.
doesn't work right.
So yeah, I mean, if you know what an MRE is, you know what one of those heaters are. That's what I did, and that's what the comic is about.
Okay.
I was stuck in a forest for 14 days with nothing to do. We barely did anything.
I'm not gonna judge you. I mean, I thank you for your service, but
But that's my week.
there was something else I was gonna bring up that was like pseudo news. Oh, did you happen to see the shit from Joe Rogan?
Yes.
I did not
Yes.
watch it. I just heard that he was like bashing video games.
Okay, so
Was he
this is-
bashing them?
in order to tackle this question properly, one, it would be better off if we had like the full thing that he said. So let me actually search
have
that.
it
Joe
as
Rogan
Transposed.
video games bullshit.
Because was he interviewing Ninja? Who was he interviewing?
I don't remember who he was talking about. I know that Ninja responded.
Okay. I don't give a shit.
So yeah, whatever. Joe Rogan says that gaming is a real problem and a waste of time. Now, when we say this, when he says this, you also have to keep in mind that one, Joe Rogan actually plays video games. He's had many people on his podcast who are involved in the video game industry. The most notable one that I know of was not the original id Software guy, but when they were promoting Doom
Carmack?
Eternal.
Not Carmack.
No, it wasn't Carmack. It was a Spanish dude. But he invited like the executive producer of
Doom 2016.
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
No,
Okay.
Doom Eternal. And it was actually really, really well done. Like I said, I don't remember who it was or, what all they were talking about. But he also plays like Counter-Strike. Like he admittedly played Counter-Strike. And I think that he had dabbled in World of Warcraft. Like it's not like he's never played a fucking video game.
Right.
But
go ahead. I got some things to say, but go ahead.
So the big thing that he was saying is that video games are a waste of time and a real problem within the United States. And the context of that is that you have a lot of young guys and a lot of young women who are spending all of their time playing video games and not going out and learning skills or taking a skill on doing anything with their lives.
So addicts.
And it goes into the video game addiction conversation, right?
Okay.
And when we were talking about that way back in the day, you got to keep in mind those are very specific parameters for people that fall in that category.
That already have those tendencies to be easily susceptible to addiction.
Right. And I mean, there's another article where it says like Joe Rogan says grinding video games is a waste of time because there's no actual skills that come out of it. And what he's not trying to target is professional gamers. Like if you're a pro at it, then do what you got to do. But if you're just a guy who's spending all of his time playing fucking Call of Duty or fucking Fortnite, and that's where you spend all your time, then
not with your significant other, not taking your daily responsibilities, work responsibilities. Yeah. Okay.
Here's what I was looking for. His actual quotes were like, video games are a real problem. Rogan says they're a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun. You do them and they're exciting, but you don't get anywhere. And when he says you don't get anywhere, he's saying like you don't get anywhere around you. At least that's the way that I'm interpreting it. It says Rogan contrasted video games with jujitsu and stated that someone who put significant time into running a martial arts school would likely be experiencing success after 3 years of grinding, as opposed to 3 years of grinding on video games and being essentially in the same spot in your world, so to say.
Okay. I was going to argue before I actually, because I didn't watch the interview. I had just been seeing stuff about it, so I wanted to learn a little bit more about it. I do believe that video games do help improve hand-eye coordination. I do believe that they help with reaction times just in general. I do see where he's coming from. He's talking about like unless you're really, really good at the game and you've shown that you're really, really good at a game, like fighting like Justin Wong or Ninja, as much as I hate to say it and all that stuff. Don't let recreational video games take over your life is kind of what he's saying. That I can agree with. I can agree with that shit. I mean, here lately, ever since we bought this house, I've not played as much video games as I used to because I'm out building shit. Like I want to learn how to build shit, so I go and build shit, or I want to go learn how to cook or something like that. So, but video games are a good way. Don't let them consume your life. Just like with everything, like alcohol's fine in moderation. No, video games moderation, drugs moderation, all that shit.
I don't necessarily like I get what he's saying. And I mean there's obviously the blanket statements about moderation and like, you know, oh, you know how to spread out your time. But even then, I mean like if these kids are doing like content creation, if
Yeah,
they're
it's a
good
different
enough
thing.
to if they're good enough to like play the games not necessarily at a professional level, but like be a coach or teach people how to fucking
Or
play.
be comedic.
Yeah, I mean like
Well,
you can make money off of that.
then you're not. I mean,
It's
you're a gamer, but you're also like a gamer comedian or a gaming
right, but
coach.
your income is essentially based off of video games. Yeah, there's extra titles that you could put attached to that. It doesn't always have to be professional, because not everyone's going to be a professional.
Yeah,
Like
it's
outside of fighting games, like you have to be signed to a team. You have to like try out and prove yourself, much
shit.
like
Even in
how
fighting
things
games, you
go
have
in
to as well.
NFL and shit like that. Yeah, I mean, like if you're trying to join like a team like that, but in fighting games, anybody can go to a tournament and beat out
Yeah,
like the top dogs,
we've
even
seen
though
it
it's
happen.
uncommon, but it happens. That's the nature of how the open brackets operate. But I mean, it's trying out for a team on League of Legends or Overwatch or CS:GO is not far off from the way that you would go try out for the NFL or the NBA or some shit like that. Um, so like the comment, in my opinion, was kind of based in ignorance and bias, but I can understand where he's coming from because, like anything, I mean, like take out the word video games and put any other hobby,
Yeah,
any other thing that's considered a hobby, a non-traditional way to spend your time if you're not being productive, a time waster.
I mean,
It's the same fucking shit.
I had a teacher. I think it was in like seventh grade that he was like the career, not orientation, but he was like the career guy. He was teaching. I don't know what
Mhm.
class it was called, but he was getting us
Career
ready.
counselor?
It's not so much a counselor because he taught an actual class, but it was like career basics, like shit like that to get you ready for a career. Like, granted, it's set in seventh grade, which is fucking stupid.
Economics.
Kinda, but I had brought something up. He's like, "Well, what does everybody want to do with their life?" And I was like, "I want to, make video games one day." That's back when I wanted to do that. And he goes, "Video games will never get you anywhere." He goes, "I don't care what anybody says for you; they don't do anything for you." I was like, even then, I was like, "Well, I think they help with like hand-eye coordination." He was like, "No, they don't. You don't know." He was a coach, like an actual sports coach that also taught a class. So, fuck that guy. But I think what a lot of people with this interview, they saw what Joe Rogan said in the first 15 seconds of the clip, and then they automatically were like, fuck Joe Rogan, fuck this shit, like,
It's a knee reaction.
yeah.
Like
It was like video games are a waste of
any
time, and someone commented like they were like podcasts and all that other stuff. So
anytime somebody takes a hot take that is, you know, I'm not going to say that it's necessarily wrong, but it's something that's going to infuriate a fan base. Like there's obviously going to be knee jerk
it's
reactions.
Joe Rogan. He doesn't give a shit about making anybody mad.
And the thing is that the more people that hear that and react to it, the more fucking clicks he's going to get. So
Just like us.
that hot take, that hot take that he drops, uh, just made him more money.
I mean,
So.
it's the same way, like how fucking what's his name, the guy that's like, I'm tired of them putting chemicals in the water, making turning the freaking frogs gay. Alex Jones.
Oh, Alex Jones, I love him. He is
Did
an
you?
American treasure.
Did you? Oh, fuck you. Did
Fucking
you
love
ever
him.
see him on Joe Rogan where?
Yeah,
And we can.
I'm not
won't
gonna
say
miss
the.
that
I won't
episode.
say the word, but he's like, "Look, I'm a little R-worded," and Joe Rogan just fucking loses it. That's my favorite
I
quote from him. Is I'm tired of them putting chemicals in the water, turning the freaking frogs gay.
have you heard the song?
No,
Oh, that's gonna be at the end.
don't
That's
do
this
that.
podcast
You went from
ending. Oh
Sonic and
yeah,
Knuckles last week to Alex Jones remix this week.
yeah,
People already
yeah.
think we're Trump supporters, all right? So, let's.
Bro, it is fucking gold. It's fucking gold.
You need
I
to post
promise
it in the
you.
Discord. I'll listen. I'll watch it or listen to it later.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Oh God, if
That's fine.
this podcast is gonna come out and that's gonna be the fucking ending, and then episode 58 was the last episode I was ever on of a podcast. So let's transition into the news. Let's take a break for a second.